No, I'm talking Loki. I'm asking him if he's ready.
Ah, okay. So that's how the show starts tonight. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the zoo. The minions with me this evening are Useless,
Hello, how goes it?
Cryptic,
Hello.
and Adam.
Hi.
And of course, I'm the keeper for the evening, Sanguine. How are all of you doing tonight?
Well, alive and kicking.
That's good to hear. How about the rest of you? Cryptic, let's go for you next, since that's who I introduced second.
Well, I'm all right. You know, I'm looking at my cat right now. I just want to eat the damn thing. But he's a good cat, so that's all.
Your bloodline calls to you. And then to Mr. Adam. How are you doing tonight?
Well, I guess if we're doing stereotypes, holy shit, it's windy as shit out here.
And I think you just saw like 3 bodies hit the ground as
Well, hey, we don't want to talk about that.
Well, he does live in mega country after all.
Yeah.
True.
This is mega country.
And you guys unfortunately heard the bad news when it comes to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He
got
was let out.
released.
Yeah.
Dipshit.
He's released pending his appeal.
Yeah, he's gonna go right the fuck back in.
I
it's
sure as fuck hope so.
yeah, because if not, that's wealth privilege right there.
Yep, and just because there was something that one of our participants in chat said right before we went live, and I have to comment on it. Yes, villains do absolutely have the best music. And one of the best goddamn villain songs from fucking anything, in my opinion, is from... It's not a Disney movie. I'm trying to remember... Or now, technically, it is a Disney movie, because Disney bought the studio that did it. But Anastasia. Do you guys remember Anastasia when it came out in the 90s?
I heard of it, but never watched it.
No, that cartoon wasn't bad at all. I mean,
It was pretty good for what it was.
Well,
costume.
it was a what's his fucking name?
Are you thinking it was a Bloom?
Yeah, Don Bluth movie.
Was it? I don't think so. Yeah, no, maybe it was.
It was a
double check.
It was a,
No, I think it was. Now that I see her face, it has that Don Bluth fucking.
Yeah, it was a Don Bluth production, I believe. I can be wrong, you know.
It is Don Bluth production.
I'm a dumbass, so yeah.
No, you got an eye for
Fox
your animators. There you go. And Anastasia was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it had one of the best villain songs from fucking anything. And that is the In the Dark of the Night song that Rasputin sings. I fucking love that song. Just the "Come, my minions, rise for your master." That's fantastic. I love that. That song is fucking awesome. All of the villain songs, though, from pretty much everything, are goddamn amazing. Because you have that, then you have Scar's song from the Lion
I like the Witch
King.
Doctors from Princess and the Frog. It's a good song.
The Witch Doctor has probably one of the best songs in that entire fucking movie. It is just the thing that villains have amazing goddamn songs.
Man, do you think they do that on purpose?
Yes.
To a certain degree, yeah. I mean, Ursula's song? Fuck me, Ursula's song. Good God. And one of the reasons... Do you not like Ursula's song?
Poor Unfortunate Souls?
Yes.
No, yeah, that's pretty good. You know what best set though? I hate to say it because he gets 2 of them. Judge Frollo in Hunter.
Oh yeah,
because he gets a good part in the opening, and then he gets his own fucking Hellfire, which is
amazing.
Oh man,
like I
Disney,
said,
what are you doing?
Disney villains had the best songs, and really just animated villains have the best songs. And I think part of the reason is because when you look at the main songs in the rest of the movie, when you look at the leads always have to have that tenor or soprano voice.
Yeah.
It is always on the higher end of their sex's register. But then the villains, they're the ones that are able to go way down into the basement.
Yeah. Well, it's like, what, Tim Curry and the Tock Love from Ferngully.
Yep.
Yo, yeah. Hey, wait. Who voiced Scar? Wasn't it? Was it
It was Irons, wasn't it? Let me quickly double check. I
Jeremy
think it was
Irons?
Irons.
And he didn't sing that song, right?
Let me check.
Ferngully and Disney use it, right?
No, I think generally when it comes to like music and
Yeah, they get somebody else to sing.
it's always somebody else that sings. Yeah, it's
Depends.
interesting.
It was Jeremy Irons was the actor, and let's see if he actually.
You know
sang.
who? You know the
Nope,
best.
it was Jim Cummings was the
Ooh.
singing for The Lion King, as well as he was the speaking for the sequel.
Well, didn't James Wood sing in Hercules?
Yes.
part? Okay, yeah.
He had a song in Hercules.
Yeah, it was Hades.
Yeah, he was
you,
Hades.
you guys want to hear something interesting? It's
Go
funny.
for it.
So, in traditional, the old Hong Kong TV shows and movies, and even mainland China, right?
Mm-hmm.
The main actor and actresses generally they do the singing for the soundtrack or the intro music for TV shows or movies. In America, we do it different because the voice actor is they do the voice acting, and then the singing part is usually some unknown person or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just a cost. It's just a difference. That's all.
And it's because so few people can actually sing. While you have some great people for their voices, you
Yeah.
get them to sing, and you're just going, "Oh my fucking god! Stop now!"
But it's what who was it? The guy from Route Thou? You said you
No.
were gonna sing? Russell.
Beauty and the Beast. The live
No.
action Beauty and the Beast.
Where brother, I think he's talking about Man of Constant Sorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The guy
no.
didn't sing it. He said he couldn't
No.
sing it. He tried.
He tried,
Wait.
but he sucks bad. But the
Yeah.
guy who actually,
George
yeah.
Clooney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Clooney.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
but that's not his voice. The guy who actually sings that voice is a very famous bluegrass singer.
Yeah.
So,
That's why when it is actually the actors' voices, it becomes such a well-known thing that everyone's going like, "Did you know everyone actually sang their fucking part?" Like we mentioned the Buffy musical episode yesterday. All the voices in the Buffy musical episode, all the singing voices, those are the actual actors.
Nice.
Not a single one got their voice replaced. There's one of them that you listening to would go, they might have
Auto-tuned it.
had a reason to replace that particular voice. But all the others, yeah, they're actually singing. James Marsters sang Let Me Rest in Peace and did a rather fantastic job of it. And of course, when you're talking about all of Rupert's parts, he sang all of them because he is a musician in his spare time.
Or apparently in chat, Coconuts only half villain, not full villain.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's always. I think they did that with Scrubs too. They had a musical episode.
Yeah, they had a musical episode, and I think most of them, if not all of them, actually sang their parts.
Okay.
And it's just so rare that you end up with that most of the time when that is the case, it becomes a major... Yeah, did you know that they're actually fucking singing in this? Because every other
Nice.
time you're just kind of assuming, oh, it's someone who has a similar sounding voice that they cast as the singing part.
Dude, even thinking about like video game villains have better themes. Like
Yep.
fucking, I was just thinking about Kefka from Final Fantasy VI, and even Sephiroth. You know,
Yeah.
like they have some pretty badass fucking themes. And
Yeah.
And they have the best outfits too.
well, yeah. I mean, I don't know about Kefka, but yeah. I'm
What,
not a
you
fan
mean
of
that
clowns.
you're not the biggest fan of what's that particular style of clown? A Puro? Or Puro, something like that?
All clowns. I think maybe the one that comes closest to being safe would be whatever the clown fighter from Arms is. She doesn't look too intimidating, but all the other ones, it's just like, yeah, you know what? You can go over there.
I was half desperately wanting you to say something really fucked up when you said, except for this one. I was really hoping that it was going to be like, except for, you know, when John Wayne Gacy was a party clown?
Oh yeah, you know what, that guy did that stuff. Oh, but I will say, I've met some juggalos, right? Those ICP people,
Oh, yes.
and they seem kind of nice. So
Fucking magnets. How do they work?
magnets. But you know, other than that, yeah, Lola Pop, yeah, she seems safe enough. So other than that, you know, I don't even trust Bozo. Fuck that. And Krusty, yeah.
You trust him to touch some kids effectively, and that's it.
Wait, did he?
Nah, I don't think so. But would you really put it past him?
No, not Krusty the Clown.
Maybe
yeah,
Barlow.
Just such a normal thing because you need that. Like I said, most of the leads for things, they don't have that rich, dark sounding voice. They always have that much lighter, youthful, exuberant sounding voice. So you end up with much higher songs, and then it's just the villain that gets to bask in the glory of the deep tones.
What the fuck is a Fago?
Fago is the soda that the ICP people are really fucking fond of.
Hey, Adam.
They have their own drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Adam.
Yo,
They call it Fagalicious.
Fago.
Yeah. And Adam, to fill you in on Fago entirely. So you know how RC Cola is a knockoff of Coke?
Wait. Don't talk shit about RC Cola, man. That's
You know
ridiculous.
how it's a knockoff of the other colas, though,
Okay,
right?
Well, yeah, it's a distant cousin.
Fago Cola is a knockoff of the knockoff.
Oh my goodness, are you serious? It's the cola that came from the mountains.
It is the cola that knocks off RC Cola and knocks off the rest of the RC product line. It is just a knockoff of a knockoff across the fucking board with Fago.
I need to try this. I really need to try this. At least to say, you know, as at my deathbed, be like, you know what? I still tried Fago. Timely death.
Hey, Adam.
Yes.
That fake ain't right.
What?
God damn it.
I'm
But
sorry.
yeah, I think
I'll be here all night.
the only movie that I can think of where the protagonist had the really deep singing voices was The Hobbit.
The cartoon.
Well, both
Where
the
there's a
cartoon
whip,
and the
So wait.
actual one, the dwarves always have these rich,
Oh,
just gravelly, deep voices, which
I only
makes it fantastic.
I only seen the cartoon. I haven't seen the live action one.
Wait, you've only seen the Rack and Bass cartoon?
Yeah.
The Rankin Bass is fantastic in its own special way.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah.
Though I do have to say, they did a decent job, but they kind of screwed the pooch on the last unicorn.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
See the thing I like about the Wreck and Bass productions, I mainly enjoyed because they really did try and capture what they did in 3D into 2D a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times. So I appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
But that's one of those things where it's like you're looking at the different art studios and like Fletcher's or even Don Bluth as we were
Mm-hmm.
discussing earlier. It's that they have their own magic, their own unique magic.
Yeah, and like I said, I really love their Hobbit and their Lord of the Rings. They're fantastic in their special way. But at the same time, like I said, they did a good job of the Last Unicorn, but at the same time, they kind of screwed the pooch. And I have to say that because I heard the actual author of The Last Unicorn read part of The Last Unicorn live, and the dude has the most insane, just grandfather voice of all grandfather voices as he's reading this section. It was amazing.
Nice.
Got to remember too, that was a time when a lot of the people who were starting up these studios or collections, they were actually into the art. It just
Yeah.
reminds me of like Jim Henson. This is around the time where he was starting his productions, and it's these people had a deep respect for the craft that they were working on, and that's what propelled them.
Yeah,
And
it's
you hardly see that nowadays.
well, it's the same problem that you have with fucking everything, and it's what Isaac Asimov was talking about when it came to the Foundation series. Because in Forward to Foundation, the last book, which is also the prequel, he really stresses it almost to the point where it's a bit too much, but it's something that should be stressed. That there's this constant thing, it seems, in human society. And you see this in people that become extremely wealthy and pretty much everything. You have the founders, the people that actually go out, they do what they're doing. They're the ones that make the fortune, they're the ones that make the company. And they are actually passionate about doing what they're doing. They have this massive leap forward in what they do. They produce an obscene amount of material. They just are cranking everything out, and it is absolutely gorgeous when you have that founding moment.
Yeah,
And then you go from the founders to the maintainers. And the maintainers, they aren't producing anywhere near as much as the founders were. But they're still keeping in line with the founders. They just aren't as involved. They're just kind of facilitating everything. They make sure that what the founders did is continued, is maintained, is allowed to continue on. And then you hit the squander. And those are the people that come in that they have absolutely no connection to what the fuck they're doing. They don't really give a shit as long as they benefit.
I'm gonna say it's like how our American politics works now.
It's
that's how a lot of things were working now.
like I said, it's something that you find in pretty much everything because you have the stat that not enough people know when it comes to wealth in America. By what generation are 90% of wealthy families poorer than they started?
The third.
Exactly. It is the third generation. By the third generation, 90% of wealthy families have become poorer than the first generation started out.
Yep.
And you see this in fucking everything. Like I said, you see this when it comes to companies because you'll have the founder, you'll have the Jim Henson, you'll have the Walt Disney, and everything will be amazing. Another good example that is current in pop culture, you'll have the J.R.R. Tolkien. And J.R.R. Tolkien produced amazing works that just resonate down through history. And people love them because they're so in-depth, they're so amazingly done. There are entire societies that are just devoted to reading and thinking about J.R.R. Tolkien's works.
Then you have the Tolkien Society.
That's unfortunately one of them that has gone through the founding, the maintaining, and now they're in the squander.
Yeah.
And you had the same thing with J.R.R. Tolkien's works, because J.R.R. Tolkien protected his works in his life. Then his son took over after him. He was the maintainer. He wasn't producing more stuff in the Tolkien Middle Earth. He was just making sure that what was done was respected, which is why we had those amazing Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
Because that was part of it. You will not change the work. You can make it so that it fits in a cinema format, but you will not change it. And there's an important distinction between that, because some things, when written, you can do them very easily. Some things, when shown, you have to kind of tweak them a little bit. It doesn't really change them. It keeps the spirit the same, but it just kind of shifts things around so that they make sense visually.
It adjusts for the screen.
Yeah. And then now his son has stepped down from being the steward of his works. And what is the first result of that? It's the
Amazon
we're going
doors.
to have a
Rings of Power.
black beardless dwarven queen, despite there being, and this is something that Skeptock has a slight disagreement with, but I think it was patched out by the time that we finished talking about it, where there's a line that apparently comes from the appendix as well as, appendices, as well as from potentially the Silmarillion, which states that no man nor elf has ever seen a dwarf saved as humiliation, and the dwarf would sooner die.
What didn't Gimli in the movie say women have beards too?
Yes, it is stated in all of the lore that women have beards. And then that line is tacking on, not only do all dwarves have beards, but that the only way that you would have a beardless dwarf is via some sort of humiliation.
Yeah.
And that isn't saying that it was a common humiliation, that it was saying that that would be the only way. So having a beardless dwarven queen, what the fuck? And having a massively racially diverse elven population, also what the fuck? Because then we see, by the time that the Third Age rolls around in the cinematic universe, was there a elven genocide of just the black elves? Was there a dwarven genocide of just the black dwarves? Did they racially call each other sometime in between the Second Age, when the Rings of Power is meant to take place, and the Third Age, when the Lord of the Rings happens? Because that's kind of fucked now that you're adding that in.
Yeah.
It massively changes the world, because you don't have the founder who protected it and built it. You don't have the maintainer who protected it. Now you have the squander. You have people that don't really give a shit as long as they get some scratch on the side.
Yeah, we see that with Star Trek now too.
Yep.
Oh shit. Well, I mean, it seems to me like like they're trying to push like community theater as the normal. You know, if you were going to see a musical or a play, at your local community theater,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have that diverse cast because you're drawing from the local community.
But you see, it's worse than that because the local community
Where's
theater, the local community theater, at least the reason why they have that ridiculously diverse cast is they cast the best actor that they have
Yeah, from around the area.
from the area as that part. So if the best actor for the Ghost of Christmas Present is a massive black man with a deep voice, your Ghost of Christmas Present is a massive black man with a deep voice. It makes sense because he was the best person for the job. That's not what Hollywood's doing.
No, they're just doing it out of artificial means.
But
Yeah,
that's what I mean though. It's they're trying to adapt that mentality of, yeah, it's just like your local theater, but it's like, but no, but you're Hollywood. You're a giant multi-million
Well, is it
dollar
like-
fucking.
is it
see,
the guy
like I
who-
said,
Well, the guy on Twitter was complaining about the Manhattan Project not having any POCs in it.
like I
Oh
said,
yeah,
the
yeah. That's how-
part that is the more damning aspect is
Yeah.
the local community theater. They're still casting on merit. They're still casting on who does that part the best.
Oh well, no, but that's
And-
what I mean. The Hollywood take on it. That's a classic Hollywood trope, even where it's not, the building really isn't 2 stories tall. It's just a fabricate, like
Yeah, it's a facade.
a facade. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we're acting like we're diverse. We're acting like but we're really not. We're look. And I think Eric July was bringing it up recently when he was talking about, I can't remember. I think it was like a Batman casting for Robin, and he was bringing up like, yeah, these people aren't doing open casting calls for whoever's the best part for the role.
Mhm.
Usually they're going into it with a mentality of who they want to be part of it, and that, I mean, honestly, that makes sense. You're trying to steamroll through
Yeah,
the production, so it's like,
that's the part that becomes insulting. Like, I've brought this up before. There's a lot of problems with the old Daredevil movie.
wait,
but-
which one?
Matt Damon.
No, it's not Matt Damon. It's Ben Affleck.
No, Ben.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Ben
it's
Affleck.
Are you gonna
Daredevil.
wait? Are you gonna bring up Kingpin? Because
Yes.
honestly, like I said, it's that's one of those things where it's like, but he was perfect.
He was the
cast.
best.
Yes, because Kingpin was a big, and that's the other thing with Sam Jackson, with Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was originally introduced in the Ultimates comic as pretty much he was drawn as Nick Fury or
Yep.
drawn as Sam Jackson. But when you see him as the role, it makes sense. I mean, granted, yeah, the Nick Fury from the comics, he was more of a brash, like, cigar in the mouth, "Meh, I'm gonna go in there with a jetpack and I got, multiple dummy clones of, animatronics of me and all this shit. But the way that the Ultimates, Nick Fury moved it really was like, yeah, dude, they nailed a nice Sam Jackson. It worked.
Yeah.
When it works, it works. But when
Yeah.
you see it forced, it's just glaring.
Well, they
That's
weren't
what
like,
I'm getting
look,
at. When-
we have a black Kingpin and we have a black Nick Fury now. They're like, ooh, do the diversity. They weren't doing that. That's
No,
That's the thing that I'm getting at. That when you just give it to the best person for the role, no one has a fucking issue. with it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of problems with that Daredevil movie. I have not heard a single motherfucker say, you know what the real problem with the Kingpin movie was? Michael Clark Duncan was black. No one's saying that because everyone's going, yeah, he's black, but Kingpin is this ridiculous mountain of muscle and meat that is intelligent. And Michael Clark Duncan, you can buy as a ridiculous mountain of muscle and meat because the fucker was. And you can also believe that, yeah, he's actually an intelligent mountain of muscle and meat.
Yeah.
So no one had a problem with that casting. No one had a problem with Samuel L. Jackson. no one's looking at the Marvel movies and going, you know what the real problem with Marvel is? They cast Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. No one's doing that because they're all going, okay, yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's black, but motherfucker's Nick Fury.
No, but the problem with Marvel movies is they cast Brie Larson.
Whoa. She's honestly, she's probably the best thing about the Marvel Cinematic Universe that's been going on right now.
About the fourth wave of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I can somewhat believe that, even though that's not. That's kind of like saying that someone's the least smelliest shit.
Yeah.
The shiniest turd.
Yeah, that's not really high praise considering the fourth. I think it's the fourth wave. It is the fourth wave of the Marvel Cinematic, right?
I think so. To come in, I kind of lost interest after the last movies.
I don't know, dude. Hold on. For some reason, a lot of clips of No Way Home. I think that's the newest Spider-Man, right?
Yep.
A lot of the clips have been popping up on YouTube, and usually I can see little clips and I can hear the spoiler. I can hear what happens, and it doesn't affect me. I still want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch. I saw 2 clips, and it was with William Dafoe, and that motherfucker is the greatest fucking actor in that fucking movie.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. I need to see that movie, like, right stat.
Yeah.
Because, when fucking Spider-Man was sitting there punching him, and then he just looks right back at him, and he's like, hey. I'm like, oh my god, this dude is a fucking genius.
William Dafoe is the Green
my
Goblin.
God.
You cannot convince me he is not.
He's like, dude, when he looks at him, he's like, you killed her. I'm like, oh my god. Holy shit. This is, you know what? But the thing is, you can tell that this is exactly what he wanted to do when he was doing the first movie. And now he got a fucking second chance. It was fucking beautiful. I need to see this fucking movie. I need to see this movie.
Yeah,
I can't believe this.
That's the thing. When you're looking at Marvel movies that have been released recently, and I'm talking all the fucking, what is it, Disney Plus bullshit that has come out. No Way Home is a fucking solid movie. Even if it wasn't compared to the absolute horseshit that it's been put out around the same time as, it would be a solid fucking movie if you put it out back when the first Iron Man came out. It would have been a solid goddamn movie. Now, it is solid fucking gold in comparison to everything else. Because you're comparing it against the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which tried so desperately to make you think the person who is actually the goddamn hero of that story is the villain, and the people that are the villains of that story are really the protagonist. Because I'm sorry, they tried to smear the guy that they had named as Captain America at the beginning of the series as a bad guy by, well, you didn't jump on a grenade. Actually, I have 3 times. I have this trick with a helmet. That is not a bad guy. That's someone going, well, I did, and I figured out that I can do this and survive it, so here's the trick. Here's how you can do that and not die. And the entire time, every moment they try to make him seem like an absolute shit, and everything that they do to make him seem like an absolute shit, I'm looking at, and I'm going, no, that makes him a fucking stud. How the hell is that supposed to make him bad? Like, they have a part where they make it look like he's disrespecting the shield because he drops the shield to grab onto a car that's about to fall and pull it back up because he needed both hands. That's exactly what fucking Steve Rogers would have done.
Yeah.
He would have gone, fuck this shield, I'm saving the people. But they tried to make it look like that was him disrespecting the shield. No, that's him proving that he was Captain America at that moment. Well, you've never jumped on a grenade. Actually, I have. He wasn't going around going, hey, you know, I've jumped on a grenade 3 times and I've survived every fucking time. Fuck you. You aren't shit. Have you jumped on a grenade? No, that was him not talking about it to the point where someone else thought that they would talk shit about him to his face by saying, you aren't a hero. I mean, Steve Rogers was willing to jump on a grenade. You aren't willing to jump on a grenade. Actually, I've done it 3 times. And it's not him bragging, it's just him going, well, that's not accurate. Here's what actually happened. I've done it. I just don't talk about it. Why the fuck would I talk about it? Steve Rogers didn't talk about him jumping on the grenade either.
Yeah.
He just did it. That's the reason why Bucky knew. Bucky knew because Bucky saw him do it. That was part of the thing about Captain America. Captain America did insanely heroic shit without mentioning a fucking word about the heroic shit that he did because he didn't need the glory of being acknowledged for doing it.
He kind of bucked the trend.
God damn it. But you have that moment and every other thing. They're trying to make it seem like, oh, see, the guy who's named Captain America, he's not deserving of Captain America. Instead, it should be our completely fucking character assassinated version of Falcon, who is just a whiny little bitch that apparently, despite everyone knowing that he's the Falcon and everyone knowing what he's done, he still can't get along. Fuck you. That's not a real world that you've just established there. No one's going to look at a superhero and go, yeah, I'm not sure that you'll be able to meet this loan payment.
Well, that was one thing that I kind of didn't. It was weird because at the end of the Avengers, you saw a lot of them. They kept showing little clips of people painting Iron Man and
Yep.
Captain America and the Hulk, and even at the end of Endgame, or even during Spider-Man, they were showing pictures of Iron Man. Like, oh, look at what he did. So I don't understand why then the Falcon would all of a sudden be, yeah, no, we don't want to deal with you. It's like, dude, he was an Avenger. He was working with right next to Captain America. Why wouldn't he be also right up there, like doing the shit that he did? Even with Ant-Man, like, dude, he was Giant Man at one point. Like, there's no reason why at that point Scott Lang should be sitting there like, oh, I gotta still hide. It's like, why?
Well,
They know what you did.
They broke the rules of the world just for the sake of having the story that they wanted. And that's how you know something is really shit writing, when they will just completely toss out what the rules of the universe are. If you want a story in a universe, you have to have it make sense in that fucking universe. That's the reason why people hate the sequel trilogy. Because it breaks the rules of the fucking universe.
well, you're talking about people who believe in 79 gingers too, so.
Well, hold on, because let's not jump into the rabbit hole of Star Wars. Okay. But as long as we're talking Avengers, yeah, I think they started out doing a good job of keeping towards a centralized like mentality of what the structure is.
Yep.
But eventually they branched off because I think in an attempt to explain type of like branch structures of stories, where they're kind of going now. I think that's where they were like, okay, we got to start, dismantling a little bit of this and that here and there, just to get to where we need to go. And it's kind of weird because it's like it still could have worked, but they made a lot of really weird choices. But again, what I'm seeing No Way Home, I'm sitting there, I'm like, son of a bitch, they still have it in some areas. And damn it, I really want to see this movie.
Wasn't Spider-Man Sony's property now?
Well, yeah, I think.
Spider-Man is a loaned property, so
Yeah.
Sony still
Well-
has some say in it. But saying that Sony's the good guy in this situation, they've had so many bad
Oh, I know. I'm
Spider-Man
just saying.
things
So-
that I can't really say that.
So Spider-Man and Fantastic Four is legally owned. Like,
Well, hold on. And if we're seeing, or at least if what I'm seeing from the multiverse, or Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, or whatever the fuck it's called, that trailer, it looks like they're gonna introduce fucking the Council, which was Doctor or the fucking
Strange.
no Xavier's Mr. Fantastic. Fucking damn it.
So look,
Shit. Yeah, I can't remember. Black Bolt.
See,
there was the other one.
The
So-
problem is, go ahead, Cryptic, you first.
so the rights still belong to Sony. Sony just finally relenting to get a piece of the money, right? Because now they see how the Marvel Universe actually made money, because Sony has sucked at fucking establishing the franchises. Even though they own the rights, they are giving in they're not giving the rights back to Marvel per se. They Disney, whatever. They're letting the incorporation of Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and all the entity that they own to, for some reason, not fucking goddamn Venom, but besides the point. Back to Marvel, so they can reincorporate Spider-Man, which is important to them. And it's gonna be one of those things where they share profit based off of that. So
Yeah, they have like a 60-40 split or some shit. And
Yeah.
what they've done is they've loaned it back so that they're allowed to have Spider-Man movies within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Connect
I wouldn't
them
say
in.
loan it back. I'm saying they gave another studio a chance to make the movie for them.
Well, it's loaned because they have a contract saying that you get X number of movies.
No, okay.
yeah, it's like, okay, Wonder Woman, right? The Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, all that stuff. You have to every couple of years make a movie, or also the rights reverts back to the original owner. And that's what Spider-Man and Venom and Fantastic Four is like. It's like Sony owns the rights to them, and they have to maintain, let's say, a movie every 5 years or whatever, however the contract works, right?
Is that we're doing Batman reboots all the time now?
Yep, that's part of it.
Yeah, that's gonna be part of it. Yeah. So basically, what a lot of these studios do is like they buy the rights for the whole franchise, but in the agreement is like, okay, you have to make a movie every so often, right? To maintain the property rights, the intellectual property rights. So, for instance, right, you guys know Hellraiser, right?
Yep.
So there's been the first 3 movies. You guys like those movies, and every movie ever since then, like the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. By the way, they're on the 9th fucking rendition of that movie.
Yeah, they're just
franchise.
cranking them out to crank them out.
Right, to keep the rights to the franchise, and they do the exact same thing with most of the Marvel. Sony's doing the same thing with most of the Marvel franchises they own, because the Fantastic Four fucking franchise is horrendously mismanaged. So,
yep. And the thing that pisses me off is, as amazing as Far From Home was for Spider-Man, even there's some weak writing, like it assassinated Strange. It ends up assassinating Strange. There's no way that it can be interpreted in a way where it doesn't assassinate Strange. But that works for Sony. That works for them. They're perfectly happy with that. I have no problem with them being perfectly happy with that. What I have a problem with is that Marvel should have gone, wait, this fucking ruins one of our characters. No, we're not going to assassinate Strange in this way. We're going
Dude,
to.
I haven't seen the movie yet.
This is something that you get just from the previews. This is not even spoiling from the movie. This is the lines that I'm about to reference are from the previews that have been out about it. Because there's Strange saying, like, get the Scoobies back together, effectively. First off, they're cribbing a line from Buffy in that. And second off, that is not something Strange would do. The movie's amazing. It is amazing, especially for Spider-Man. I recommend that you see the movie, Adam. I am not saying don't see the movie. What I'm saying is that even in a movie that is that goddamn good, Marvel still can't help but kill one of its characters' actual character. Assassinate the character of that figure. It's kind of like, again, to touch on the Star Wars issue, it's kind of like how they had to assassinate Luke Skywalker, because of course they fucking did. They can't have Luke Skywalker there and actually being heroic and shit. That would take away from their strong female character.
Well, Star Wars is a little thing that shows the founder let it die himself, you know. Because George Lucas did let it die pretty early.
Well, the thing is that George Lucas was both the founder and the maintainer, and then Disney has been the squander. Because Lucas was the founder in the original trilogy. Fucking amazing. Lucas didn't really do any real damage with the prequels. He just didn't help it.
Yeah.
It just became that was a thing, I guess.
Hey, speaking of which, I will say I recently saw a video where they tried to splice together Rogue One and some deleted scenes from A New Hope. New Hope was the first or the fourth one, right? Yeah.
It was the episode 4 or the very first Star Wars.
Yeah. And it started off with, the ship getting attacked and all that. And then it cut to Luke in a cantina bar, and he's talking to Biggs. I think that was his buddy, right? And another couple. And they're talking about joining the Fleet Academy or whatever, and then they go outside, and Luke looks up in goggles, and he sees the battle, and he's like, "Oh shit! Look, they're fighting." And Biggs looks, and he's like, "Nah, it's probably nothing." And I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Dude, that's fucking awesome." First off, I really wish that they hadn't included that in the original Star Wars, because it just adds a little bit more character towards Luke. But I also like that. Yeah, dude. Rogue One, it gets its dumps, but I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Haven't seen it yet.
See, I don't really have a problem with Rogue One as a popcorn flick. The problem that I have with Rogue One is a Star Wars movie, you should leave the theater knowing who the fuck the characters were.
Well, yeah, they could have had a little bit more of a detail on the character.
Yeah, because there is no one that has seen Episode 4, A New Hope, and gone, wait, what was the name of the main character again?
Well, they're just Bothans. They don't really matter that much,
I think the only character I recognize out of Rogue One is the robot, but only because of its shape.
But Yeah, you can't say its name currently, can you?
Well, no, it's a robot.
Yeah. There's one name that I can remember out of that movie, and it's just because I heard that name so many times in other things that when I heard it in that, I went, oh shit, I recognize that name, which is Galen.
Oh wait,
There's a
no, hold
character
on, hold
named
on, hold on.
Galen.
Wait, I don't know if it might be Galen, but there's a dude who has a staff and he's blind, and I think he might have the Force, but he doesn't have the
That
Force.
is not Galen, and
Okay.
I don't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and he fights, and that's
Yeah.
what he does.
That's the thing. You can remember the very general idea of some of the characters.
And there was a
because
guy with boots, and he had a scarf, and
Yeah,
he did things.
yeah, that's what I'm
And
saying.
stuff.
You can remember a very vague description of the person, but you can't remember their name. And Star Wars, you should walk out of the theater knowing who the fuck you were just watching. You should be leaving the theater going like, oh my god, what the fuck is Luke going to do with Han and Leia after this? I mean, goddamn, Ben just died in that. What the fuck is going to happen? That should be how your conversations go. Not, hey, you know that blind guy that was played by Donnie Yen? He was kind of cool, wasn't he? Yeah, he was kind of cool.
Wait,
Okay.
who's Donnie Yen?
Donnie Yen was the guy who played Ip Man from the Ip Man movies.
Oh shit, are you serious?
Yeah.
There's more than one.
And he
Yeah,
fought Mike Tyson.
Yeah. He fought
know-
Mike
oh,
Tyson
shit.
in Ip Man 3.
Hold on. You know what? Oh my god. Hold on. That just you know who else fought Mike Tyson?
Who?
Steven Seagal.
Not really, but yeah.
Well, okay, no. In a movie.
Have you seen any of the new Steven Seagal movies? They're horrible now.
No.
What do you mean now?
They used to be fun.
You gotta look up Mike Tyson, Steven Seagal in a movie. It's the greatest fucking thing ever. Because
Is Mike Tyson obviously just waiting for Seagal to do something?
No, okay, IP Man versus Mike Tyson was a good fight. You know,
It was fucking amazing. It kept the tempo up.
and they both were represented very nicely, right? You know,
Yep.
Mike Tyson wasn't looking like a chump, and he's doing his boxing versus IP Man, and IP Man, was IP Man.
Yeah, Ip
But-
Man was Ip Man.
Fucking Steven Seagal. Oh my god. It's his goofy ass fucking I'm just wafting my arm as Mike Tyson is trying to throw punches, and then there's a point where Mike Tyson hits him square in the jaw, and
Here, hold on.
Steven Seagal, all of it, you just see his
There you go.
cheek move. Oh, can we stream it? Oh, we gotta show it. Can we
Right,
show
chat.
it?
Probably not, because I'm willing to bet we'll get dinged for
Yeah.
fucking
I'll put it in the
copyright.
Oh,
YouTube chat as well so you see
What
it.
I'll do is, so that everyone can view it at their leisure, I'll copy that, and I will. Oh, okay, useless, got it.
Yeah.
So that is the fight scene. But yeah, Steven Seagal should just be laughed at every time, because his old movies were kind of fun, but they were kind of fun in the same way that you're going, this is complete crap.
it just kept going though. And
Yeah.
no. The best part though is right before they fight. The reason they were gonna fight is because there's a lady who fucking smashes a bottle on Mike Tyson's head, and Mike
Mhm.
Tyson he doesn't see who it was, and he just turns around to go throw a punch, and you just see Steven Seagal like a fucking anime character, and he fucking blocks it with one hand, and then he goes, and he turns to the lady and he's like, "Are you okay? You okay? You should go out of here." And then this is like what? And then he just turns to Mike Tyson, and then they just go at it.
Yep.
It's the greatest thing. And there's apparently that's just the first battle. There's another battle. I haven't had the courage to see the second one, so I don't know. Oh man,
There are very few people that are able to gracefully enter old man action movies.
Yeah.
There
No.
are a handful of them, but a lot of them try to still be the 80s action movie badasses that they were, and you're just going, fucking, just shoot me.
no.
Shoot me. You aren't doing a goddamn thing. Fuck you.
There's another goofy standoff type thing that I didn't even think would have happened, but it's Jackie Chan and John Cusack.
Really?
The fuck?
By the way,
Jackie Chan and John Cusack, and it's about a Roman legion that is escaping like a tyrannical like usurper or something like that, and they're going on the Silk Road, and Jackie Chan is defending the city, and he takes in this Roman legions, and John Cusack is the leader of the Romans, and Jackie Chan is the leader of this Chinese, frontier guardsman or whatever.
Okay, I need to see whatever fucking weird movie this is.
It's called I think it's called Iron Sword or something like that.
I'm looking it up real quick.
John Cusack and Jackie Chan. Oh my god!
It's
Look
called
up the
Dragon Blade. It looks like
Dragon Blade. Yeah, look up the fight. Look up the beginning fight where they have Jackie Chan has this thing where he attaches it to his sword and he can throw it out, and
Oh, a
it,
rope dart?
yeah, and it's like, dude, this fucking awesome. Where do these movies come from, man?
And
Right.
you were going to say?
Steven Seagal is a dual Russian citizen. You realize that, right?
Yeah, he's probably fighting.
think so,
Ren Yu.
Yeah. I want to see what the fuck he's saying right now.
Right now he's out there. He's fighting on the Russian front. He's taking out the Ukrainian specialist forces.
All I can picture is Steven Seagal going and saying, I volunteered to fight, and the Russian military, even as shitty as the Russian military is, going, no.
I'm out
just
here
go.
helping training the Russian special forces. I'm gonna help them learn how to disable the unit without having to move anything.
put in the sections. Adam, tell me it's the right one.
That's a horrible Steven Seagal. Oh man.
But yeah,
Where's Hey Camel? Hey Camel, you know what, sir? I know you're probably not out there, but I'm high like an eagle.
there are a handful of people that can pull off old man action movies. Like, of
Clint
course, we
Eastwood.
have Clint Eastwood did a really good job with
He's still
Gran Torino.
kind of scary, he still has that one of those it's like, yeah, you don't know if he's just gonna fucking pull a pistol out from nowhere.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job in Gran Torino. Then you have Bruce Willis, who did. Have you guys seen
Bruce
what is it? 13 Blocks. I want to say
Yeah.
it's 13 Blocks.
Is that the one? Wait, is that the one where he has to take Mos Def
Yes.
with his cake? Hey, I just wanted to bake this birthday cake for these peoples, and it's like, what the
Yep.
fuck? I don't even hear your story. Just shut the fuck up. Wait,
Yeah.
did Bruce Willis have a goofy mustache in that one?
Yes, he did. But
gotta
that
back that up.
is old man action at goddamn near its fucking peak.
What do you mean,
Because-
old man action?
What I mean by old man action is the character's old, and they actually acknowledge that
And
the
they're action.
character's old, and it's
Oh,
an
yes.
action movie.
Okay.
Because in that movie, the character gets kicked to shit the entire fucking movie. And it's not that he's winning by being just that much more active or being able to take that much more abuse. No, he's winning because he's just fighting
persevering.
fucking dirty as shit as often as he can.
Hold on. So can we include Lethal Weapon? Because you know what?
Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon?
Too old for this shit.
Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon is okay, but I would say that Bruce Willis in that 13 blocks, it's like 13 or 16. I can't remember what number it is. It's something blocks, some number blocks.
No, yeah. It's your
That one's
20th
fantastic.
precinct or something like that.
Don't forget O.J. Simpson.
Then,
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
it's been ages since he's done the Naked Guns.
We're talking about a highway run.
Then
Or Naked Gun.
Naked Gun was amazing. But
Holy shit.
you have that movie, you and Bruce Willis. Then you have Liam Neeson, and the best old man action from Liam Neeson is not the Taken franchise. It is goddamn, what's the name of the movie? It's the one about him being a plow driver.
Mr. Plow. I know what you're talking about, but it's like Snow something or.
I think that was the original title. They were going to make it like Hard Snow or something like that, and then they changed the name.
Because Lord Knights were making fun of it before they came out with it. Like, wait a minute, you know?
Yeah. It was supposed to be something silly like Hard Snow or something along those lines, but that was not what it ended up being.
Well,
I'm trying to remember.
If you want to see a good action movie about old men, No Country for Old Men is a pretty good one.
Is it Cold Pursuit?
Yeah, really a good movie about old men.
Yeah, No Country for Old Men.
I think what Sam Williams think about is Cold Pursuit.
Yeah, it is Cold Pursuit. Which have any of you guys seen Cold Pursuit?
No.
It is fucking amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. It is a dark action comedy.
So it's like
and
an
it
80s
is
movie.
fucking hilarious. So one of the things that they start doing really early on, and you're just going, oh, that's kind of a cute gimmick. And then they keep doing it every time, and it just becomes fucking hilarious, is when someone dies in Cold Pursuit, a black screen with white text appears, and the black screen is just, the white text is the person's name, the person's date of birth, their date of death, and then a religious symbol. Every fucking time someone dies. And there will be moments that you forget someone just got injured or something like that. Like a minute before in the movie, as more shit keeps on happening. Then just as you're dealing with a conversation between two people, suddenly the screen will go completely black, white name the person, or white letters, the person's name, the person's date of birth, the person's death, the person's religious symbol, and then it'll go back to the conversation a couple seconds later, black screen, white name. So you just end up laughing because there's people that you forgot were left for dead that the movie will remind you, yep, this is when they fucking died. We know we saw them get shot like 3 goddamn scenes ago, and we didn't flash the screen then. That's because they survived. This is when they died during this fucking conversation. It's goddamn hilarious. It is amazing. I recommend Cold Pursuit. The Rambo Last Blood movie was a fairly good old man action movie. And then there's one movie. I need to remember the name of it. It's a Sammo Hung movie.
Well, you brought up Taken. Did you know there's a TV show called Taken now?
I did not.
Yeah, it's same premise and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cheesy as fuck, though.
Yeah, there's a movie just from recently that was a Sammo Hung movie. You guys all know who Sammo Hung is, right?
Yeah.
Classic Hong Kong action movie star. If you guys don't know the name, just for anyone in chat who doesn't remember the name, if you think of a Jackie Chan movie and there was a fat guy in it, that fat guy was Sammo Hung.
So Cryptic. No.
Because Sammo Hung was just this kind of portly, out of shape, ridiculous martial artist comedian.
Well, it's also not out of the realm for a lot of these people to use, close associates. The bad guy at the end of Drunken Master, in terms of Jackie Chan, where it was the I think the Drunken Master, where the final fight was in a factory where he was drinking out of bamboo sticks.
Yep,
and
it was in the foundry.
Yeah, and the villain was using crazy ass kicks, right?
Yep.
He was a bodyguard for Jackie Chan.
Yep.
And you go to the West, you go to Conan the Barbarian, the bad guy who had the hammer, who got trapped in the trap. Why am I doubling? He had the hammer. He hit the thing, and it nailed him in the stomach. He was apparently Arnold Schwarzenegger's weightlifting buddy. Like, he worked with him as he was going through his Mr. Universe.
Yep.
And he brought him along in terms of the bringing him into the acting thing. And he was also the bad guy in or the bad guy, the main gladiator in Gladiator, when they had to fight the tigers and stuff. So that was the same guy. And also, for a three-peat, for a hat trick. Also, hey, let me just say, I got a hat trick because I was on Monday, Wednesday, and tonight. So
nice.
Adam, bringing a hat trick right into Chicago.
Yep.
But no, the guy was also the death voice in Golden Axe. You heard?
Nice.
That's from.
Yeah, the Sammo Hung movie, I just looked it up that I was trying to remember, is The Bodyguard. It's a 2019. Oh, sorry. Is it 2016? Yeah, it's 2016 Sammo Hung movie. And in the movie, he plays a old, fat, out of work, retired bodyguard that ends up just getting dragged into all this insane shit because he's starting to go senile, and he befriends this one dude's daughter, and she starts kind of looking after him, and he starts looking after her and protecting her from people that are after her father. Her father gets murdered, and he decides to, nope, you've now harmed the girl that I've become friends with. Fuck you. And goes after them. So it's this out of shape, old, going senile bodyguard squaring off against the mafia and Russian mob in the movie. Really well done, fantastic movie that has the right amount of acknowledgement of, yeah, this is just an old, out of shape, kind of losing it old man. So it isn't going, yeah, he's the biggest badass to have ever lived. He's able to just take on everyone because he's just that tough. No, he's remembering shit and just using the dirtiest moves throughout the entire fucking thing that his body can remember. And it is all muscle memory because he's just slowly losing it. It's a fairly sad movie, but it is a really good movie.
Well, see, because you brought up Jackie Chan, because he's not really an actor. He's a stuntman first, then an actor.
Yep.
So he has his own stunt studio. So we trains with other people to do stunts with him and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's why it's always fun to see his work, because
Yeah.
you're actually seeing him put a lot more than just your base level effort into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with a lot of the old Hong Kong action movie stars. Most of them are that way. Jackie Chan's that way. Sammo Hung does pretty much all of his stunts as well.
Here's Tom Cruise,
Funny thing
Tom
is,
Cruise, you have to give credit to Tom Cruise. When I think it's Mission Impossible 2, he's climbing that mountain without any sort of guide rope or harness. He's actually climbing a mountain without any sort of guide rope or harness.
by the way, all Hong Kong actors in their TV shows and movies,
Yep.
Guess what they always do?
What?
They sing the fucking opening theme song and the closing theme song.
Nice.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Growing up, like I used to watch a lot of Hong Kong drama and TV shows and all that stuff, and movies. The lead actor always sings their. Okay, let me rephrase that. 90% of the time they sing their own theme song. They all sing like fucking their own what's it? Opening, intro, exit, all stuff. So
that's
so
like in the Chinese Mulan. Jackie Chan was the general in the cartoon, the one that falls in love with Mulan, and he's actually singing the song for that movie in the Chinese version. He sings, "I'll make a man out of you." And you were saying Cryptic before I cut in.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit more less of that recently. So it is what it is.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you like fake martial arts stuff, you watch Into Badlands. That's pretty decent.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it is the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon kind of martial arts where they use ropes and whatnot.
Yep, the wire work.
Yeah.
Wire work can be impressive. I just don't want every action movie to be wire work.
Yeah.
Well, Ruin was fucking Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That was a fucking movie. Ruin that shit.
I thought it was boring, Crouching Tiger.
Yeah, it was a boring movie. But the wire work for like the kung fu stuff was destroyed because of that. Because
everyone started doing it.
Yep. Well, it was done in the Hong Kong movies for a long time.
Yep.
But when Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon came out, and that fucking was like,
it just
everybody
struck it big, and everyone started copying.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I used to watch martial art movies as a kid. A lot of them. It was my go-to movie.
Yep. And of course, there's the fantastically what the fuck martial art movie of Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah.
No, get out of here, dude. Kung Fu Hustle is the best movie ever.
Oh, Kung Fu Hustle is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but it is a what the fuck action movie. You
Isn't
have
there a basketball
to admit that.
one like that? It's Kung Fu basketball.
Yes, there's Shaolin basketball and
there's
the far superior Shaolin soccer.
Yeah.
Cryptic, you've seen Shaolin soccer, right?
Those are different movies.
Hey, no, hell no.
You haven't seen Shaolin? What the fuck is wrong with you, boy?
No.
Look.
Hold on. Isn't Kung Fu Hustle the one about the character who learns the palm stance?
Yes, he learns Buddha palm.
Yeah, and then Shaolin Soccer follows the one where he has like the tongue.
No, Shaolin Soccer is an entirely different movie, and Shaolin Soccer follows Golden Leg, who is a member of a now defunct Shaolin temple. where each of the members of this former Shaolin temple had a special style, and he gets convinced to start a soccer team. So he teams up with his former Shaolin temple buddies to form this soccer team. So it's Golden Leg, Iron Shirt, Iron Head, Iron Body, Featherweight. I'm trying to remember all their names because all of them are just called by the style that they said that they did. I remember Golden Leg was saying that he was channeling Bruce Lee into his legs.
Shit.
It was weird and fantastically weird. Featherweight was able to walk on air, but he was morbidly obese. And just weird shit like that throughout the entire movie. So it's them squaring off against soccer team after soccer team, and they're just kicking ass because they're using their weird special styles. And then the villains are effectively this evil soccer team that has been enhanced by fair and foul means. And it's ridiculous, but it also shows the most badass member of the Shaolin soccer team, hands fucking down, is Iron Shirt. And I will fight a motherfucker about this. Iron Shirt was the most badass person because every other character that was in that movie was able to take one shot from the enemy team when it came to direct hit from their kicks. Ironhead was able to take one shot to the head and then he was kind of knocked for a loop. And I think it was Iron Hands was another one of them, who was the original goalie, was able to catch the ball once, but then his hands were all fucked up and he couldn't be the goalie anymore. Iron Shirt took the ball, I don't know how many fucking times in that movie, from full-powered kicks, and just kept on ticking in the most amazing fashion. So, like, every character, as they're getting taken out in that last game, you see their heroic last stand. And after Iron Hands gets taken out and his hands get fucked up by one of the balls, Iron Shirt becomes the goalie. And Iron Shirt's thing is he can just harden his entire body. And if he really concentrates, he can grab things with his stomach and then launch them. So throughout the entire movie, he's like getting a ball kicked at his stomach. He'll catch the ball in his stomach and then launch it out. So he's just going through the last game. He's catching several balls in his stomach. He's able to deal with it. And then he's the goalie. And the entire enemy team forms up around the goal. And one of them, their strongest kicker, kicks the ball and it slams into Iron Shirt, bounces off of him. They kick it again. And it's just the entire team kicking the ball rapid fire at Iron Shirt until they're kicking it so hard and so fast, the ball catches on fire as it's just slamming into Iron Shirt's gut. And you see this happen again and again and again, and he's still standing there just taking it. And then you see the ball hit him, and you're so used to it cutting back to the foot of the person who's about to kick it that it cuts back to the person who's about to kick it. They kick and they whiff because the ball never bounced back. And then it cuts to Iron Shirt, and he has the ball just kind of spinning against his stomach as he's trying to stop it. And he stops and then launches it, just blasts away the enemy team as it gets launched through them. But their goalie's able to stop it. And after that expensive effort and getting hit so many times, Iron Shirt finally goes down. Every other pussy on that team goes down with the first hit. Iron Shirt got a fucking firing squad and then fired back. Fuck everyone else. Iron Shirt was the baddest son of a bitch in Shaolin Soccer. This is how weird this stream has just got. I am ranting about who I think is the most badass in Shaolin Soccer, a movie that probably 3 people have seen.
Yeah.
Dude,
You
yeah,
know, Cryptic has it.
Shaolin Soccer. I still, I wish I could understand what you're saying, but I still haven't seen the fucking movie.
You need to see Shaolin Soccer. You need to see it. It is one of the most insane, over-the-top movies in existence. You need to see that fucking movie. Yes, Iron Shirt is a goddamn deity. He's amazing. All he had was some bruised ribs.
Is that a Shaolin Soccer? Or...
Yes, that is Shaolin Soccer. Iron Shirt is the monk that is part of the Shaolin Soccer team that I have been ranting about how fucking amazing this character is for the past, 30 minutes.
Cryptos want to say something too.
Does he? I don't know.
He's currently muted and he hasn't taken the chance. Cryptic, you're still there. Do you have something that you want
What?
to
I'm sorry. No.
Were you about to close off?
Am I muted though? Am I?
You were muted. You aren't anymore.
I'm looking up random stuff. So.
Were you looking up Shaolin Soccer and adding it to your to watch list?
Oh. God damn it.
You say no.
Shaolin Soccer is amazing and everyone should watch it.
Shaolin basketball ain't too bad either.
Yeah, Shaolin basketball isn't bad, but it's not as good as Shaolin Soccer.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things about Shaolin Soccer, so I could see trying to watch it. Trying.
Like I said, it is just a gloriously weird movie, and you have to go into it knowing that it's a gloriously weird movie. Because if you're expecting a legitimate, martial arts movie that is just fucking awesome, then you'll be going, what the fuck am I watching? Why is this about soccer? Everything is soccer. There isn't any fights. This is just soccer, and they're using Shaolin moves to... What the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
But it's amazing.
Sometimes we just have to be fun, that'd be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. It's just one of those fun movies to watch where you remember the characters because every one of them has that memorable quality. Which, again, going back to the initial topic before I went on several tangents that led to Shaolin Soccer, the Star Wars Rogue One lacked.
Yeah, how did we get here?
Well, do you want me to go through the entire chain of...
No.
Because I can recite the entire chain of...
That's all right. We can rewind it later.
Detours. See, this is the dangerous thing. As I said yesterday, I will go on random fucking tangents, but I will remember all of them and I will complete them in turn.
As I was saying in chat, I blame Celine Adion.
Oh.
Yeah.
What'd she do this time?
Oh, I don't know. Ask Adam. But anyway, yeah. No.
Hold on. Wait. What?
Don't worry about it, Adam. Don't worry about it.
No, I don't.
Apparently, we're supposed to ask you what Celine Adion did.
Yeah.
Who is
I know,
Celine Dion?
Mr. Andy here is confused.
Don't worry about it, Mr. Confused.
But yes.
What?
The joke was bad.
Yes, it was.
But Mr. Crib's known for his bad jokes, so it's good.
I'm known for my bad joke and my dad joke. So,
Well, onto the same thing.
Well, I might be like a bad dad joke one day. Wait,
Yeah.
that's the case. You won't know it's a bad dad joke until it's all grown up.
See,
Yep.
the thing is that with dad jokes, the worse a dad joke is, the better a dad joke is.
Right.
So
Well, hold on.
hold on to what?
To your loins.
But
Ugh.
but Avalon was something like, isn't that King Arthur stuff?
Avalon is. Adelion. Adlian is not. Avalon
Yeah.
is the land to which King Arthur was borne off by the Queen of the Fae, Morgan Le Fay, and several other prominent mythological figures after he was mortally wounded by Mordred in the final battle between Arthur and Mordred.
Isn't that one supposed to be almost paradise, but not paradise?
Avalon is.
Why
So
would you add to it? I am so confused. Oh
With
my goodness. You know what?
Avalon,
And I blame, because this past weekend I went to get a haircut and this fucking lady didn't understand what I asked her, and she chopped off a good chunk of my hair. It's Delilah, and damn it, she rubbed me with strings.
So
I
which
don't-
shirt did you cut?
so what temple's columns are you going to pull down?
I don't know. I'm still waiting for it to grow back, but son of a bitch.
And this means that you're no longer a Nazarite.
No.
That's why he's confused.
Oh man. Well, yeah, that's
But yes,
the kind
Avalon. Avalon is somewhat complicated because it's a French telling of a potentially Saxon or pre-Saxon, going back to the Britons, tale, which the Britons would have a religious structure most like the other Celts, but it's then being translated through a Catholic lens by another culture. So when it comes to Avalon, Avalon could be effectively a version of Tirnanog, which, do any of you know what Tirnanog is?
too.
I
I'm
know.
going to take that as a no with the confusion that I got when I asked, do any of you know what Tirnanog is?
Well, I mean, it's
that was-
no
that
for
was
me.
me.
I don't know about anybody else.
So Tirnanog is the Celtic realm, or is the Irish Celtic realm of the Tuatha De Danann after the Tuatha De Danann were forced underground during the third or fourth invasion in the Book of Invasions. So the Tuatha De Danann were the old Irish gods that then, during either, like I said, the third or fourth invasion in the Book of Invasions, they were forced underground by the most recent invaders of Ireland in the Book of Invasions, which were I want to say that was the invasion where it was the Spanish Catholics, effectively, were supposedly the last invaders of Ireland in the Book of Invasions. But those conquerors came to terms with the Tuatha De Danann. The Tuatha De Danann swore that they would reside beneath the land. So they ended up forming their own dwellings, their own realm of existence, effectively, that was beneath the land originally, and then it became its own realm that was known as Tir na Nog. And Tir na Nog is split into several different realms, where each of the Tuatha De Danann have a realm of Tir na Nog, from Manannán mac Lir having his section of Tir na Nog, which includes his holdings and his wife, and then you have like the Morgan had the Fens of Tir na Nog, which was its own realm of Tir na Nog. But it's this pagan religious thing, but then also some of the Tuatha De Danann ended up becoming canonized as saints within Catholicism. So you have like Brit was then canonized as one of the Saint Bridgets. I can't remember which Saint Bridget it is. There's multiple Saint Bridgets, if I remember correctly. But one of the Saint Bridgets is actually a canonized version of the Tuatha De Danann Bríoit of the Irish pagan tradition. But Avalon might be effectively a Brittonic version of Tir na Nog, given that Arthur was being taken to Avalon by the Queen of the Fae, Morgan Le Fay, which Le Fay means Morgan of the Fae, and several other magically gifted women in the boat. So that could be that it's effectively a Brittonic version of Tir na Nog. Or it could be something slightly different. Then there's also the thing that Avalon was at one point a name for one section of England, so it could have just been referring to that one section of England. That one section of England now includes modern-day Glastonbury, which is why there is a old ruin at Glastonbury, the Glastonbury Monastery, which was one of the largest monasteries within the whole of England prior to Henry VIII and his reforms of the church. And really it was Cromwell, I think, was the one who ended up torching the whole of Glastonbury. But at the site of Glastonbury's monastery, they were digging and they supposedly found the ruins of, or they found a massive gravestone and then massive, effectively, sarcophagus that reportedly said, "Here lies King Arthur resting in Avalon." And the corpse inside, from the measurements that were taken at the time, if we punch it through the proper calculations in order to figure out how tall the body would have been like an 8-foot fucking 6 giant of a man.
Nice.
This is all my explanation of what Avalon is, because Adam asked, "What the fuck is Avalon?"
Yeah.
While trying to go through it as quickly as I can, so it ended up a bit of a drone.
As quickly as you can. Well, that was a 8-foot tall explanation.
I just know Bad Religion did a song called Avalon. You know.
Yeah.
Yes, there's several songs called Avalon ever since the Arthurian myth.
Yeah.
There's the idea of Avalon being this mythic place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the Kingsman was a good bad action movie, or a bad good action movie, if you prefer. As was Baby Driver. You are correct in that, John.
It's like an 80s action movie. It's like Shooter was pretty good too. Or Shoot 'em Up.
Yep, Shoot 'em Up was amazing.
It's just one of those crazy action movies.
Yeah. And do you know the premise behind Shoot 'em Up?
No, I don't know that.
So, the inspiration for Shoot 'em Up was the writer wanted to have an adult version of Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny.
Oh, yeah?
And due to that, he made Shoot 'em Up. So Paul Giamatti's character is meant to be the Elmer Fudd. And, what's the lead's name again? I can't remember the lead's name. But the man who played the lead was meant to be Bugs Bunny, which is why he has carrot-based kills in that movie.
Oh, nice.
It was the tip of the hat to being a adult version of Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny, which I still find fucking ridiculous in the best possible way.
Yeah. But no, movies don't have to have the greatest story. Just have to, good action and be fun,
They need to have a point to them. Where
Yeah.
some movies, yeah, you're going to just have the popcorn movie. They don't need a real deep plot. They don't need anything like that. They just need a reason for the action to happen. And as long as you have the reason for the action to happen, you're fucking golden and everyone's happy. They will go see that movie. They will eat the popcorn. They will have fun. And they will leave that movie going, okay, that was fucking ridiculous, but awesome. God damn. Or you need the movie to have an actual plot and have a reason for the plot happening within the world that the movie's set.
Holy shit. You know what? Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna let's play a game.
Go ahead.
So first off, like I was talking earlier, I really like. I really want to see the next this Spider-Man movie, right?
Yep.
So I would see that as, you know, putting that in the category of the movies. So current movies, could you find two that would be like that, where, you know, this is a movie that you really want to see? You know, kind of like, I guess, based on trailers and whatnot. And in the past, what movies, um, just time travel, right? And find yourself before you've never seen these movies. You see the trailer. What would those movies be?
So imagine going back in time and seeing the trailers for movies and
Thinking to yourself, you know, damn, I want to see that.
so one of the ones that immediately comes up for that second question for me, and I'll answer with one answer first and then I'll let everyone else go, is the one advertisement that everything was done purposefully wrong in the advertisement, which is Psycho, if I remember correctly, was the movie that this was done for. So, you guys all know Psycho, right?
Yeah.
For the advert for that movie, rather than showing scenes from the movie or anything like that, the entire advert was being shown the house by Alfred Hitchcock. And he's just walking from room to room going, yeah, so this is the house that will be in the movie Psycho. And over here, this sort of scene happens, and he explains the scene just very calmly, very matter-of-factly. And it's like, here's where so-and-so meets so-and-so for the first time, and that progresses. And then as he's going through, there's just certain moments where he goes like, and here's the stairwell where, well, I can't really tell you about what happens here. And then he continues on, and he just has several moments where there's the, I can't really tell you what happens here. That, the advert for that is, by all rules that adverts are written by, is entirely wrong, because it isn't showing scenes from the movie. It isn't showing exciting things to get you interested in the movie. It's showing Alfred Hitchcock effectively going to a open house walkthrough and mentioning things and being rather coy about certain aspects and very blatant about others. That's one of the adverts that is the best advert in my mind, despite it being kind of, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I'll let everyone else go before I give any more answers, because I've been blathering for quite some time.
I can't really think of a movie like that. I'm not a big movie guy, you know, so.
Cryptic, do you have any movies that you can think of that you've seen adverts for that really make you want to see them currently, or that going back in time, seeing an advert for it would have made you want to see it? Cryptic, are you there?
He's muted again. Maybe
Yep.
till sleep.
Just giving him some time, because sometimes he's trying to remember that he's muted and he starts speaking before he unmutes. But to give other movies that going back in time, seeing an advert for them would have made me want to see them. Seven Samurai, that's a classic. God damn, that movie's fantastic. Then Princess Bride, always good.
Oh, I saw this clip of a movie on Facebook, and I looked it up and watched it, and the movie was horrible.
What movie?
Ascension. It's one of the Divergent series. It's the final movie in the Divergent series.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, oh, I watched all three of them. I was like, why am I watching this? This is crap. There's so many plot holes. So many goddamn plot holes.
And there's
one.
Okay.
I want to read the book. I want to read the book now, just to see if there's any more plot holes in the book.
See if it's as bad in written form as it was in movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a movie that I'm trying to remember what the fuck it was that I saw recently that made me get this is like Cold Pursuit.
Yeah.
That I saw adverts for, but I'm having trouble. Though the other one that I can think of that I've seen an advert for fairly recently that I want to see is, have you guys heard of The Outfit?
Sounds familiar.
Adam, have you heard of The Outfit?
Yes. No, who stars in it?
Can't remember the actor's name. The premise of the movie is, though, that it's a tailor shop in a mob-controlled neighborhood. And the tailor tries to stay out of everything, and it's just one night, everything goes to shit. And he has like 3 or 4 different groups of mobsters all trying to lean on him and get him to squeal on the other groups of mobsters. So he's having to play a part in order to survive the night. Trying to get all of the different groups to think that he's more imposing than he is.
Yeah.
Which that seems fairly interesting. And it seems like one of those really nice slow burns that we're just missing in modern cinema for the most part.
That's true.
Like, there's a bunch of old movies that are really tense and really fascinating, where goddamn nothing happens. Like, there's no action scenes, there's no big showpieces. Probably the best example is, I'm trying to remember the name of the film. I think it's just The Devil or something like that, where it's a man is playing chess against the devil. Or, no, he's playing chess against death. And that's the entire movie. They're playing a game of chess and talking. And it is insanely tense. Because it's made clear that that is death that he's playing chess against.
Holy shit. Do you think that's where Pixar got that whole old guy playing chess? I think it was in Toy Story, right? And it kind of became a trope.
Possibly. I would be fairly amused if that was. I know it's an old thing that you could play a game against the devil. Or against death, rather. Which is why in, like, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, you have them playing a shit ton of games against death.
Oh, yeah. Well, they played Battleship and
Twister and Connect 4, Checkers. Just a shit ton of games.
A few. You sank my battleship.
Yep. But yeah, I miss when movies would allow just really tense, non-action driven scenes. This is something that I've talked about before. It pisses me off about the Harry Potter movies that they didn't do that, because there's a scene in the book that is fantastically tense and just, oh shit, everything and the scale of it is kind of sinking in, because it is the Prime Minister of England is contacted by the former Minister of Magic. And the former Minister of Magic is talking about various events and what's been happening. And it is the Minister of Magic shows up in the Prime Minister's office and goes, so we have a lot of bad news. You know how you've been dealing with a lot of disappearances recently? And the Prime Minister's going, yes, I've been trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Well, that's us. Are you shitting me? Yeah, that's us. And you know how that bridge collapsed? Yeah, it was old, but it shouldn't have collapsed. That was us. You motherfuckers. And it was just this scene of the Prime Minister who has been getting hammered by emergency after emergency and has been dealing with all of this shit, thinking that things are just collapsing. There's random gas line explosions and shit like that. No, it's the Wizarding World's war has spilled over to the mortal world. And it's filling in the Prime Minister that, yeah, all this shit that's going on, all these horrendous instances, they are actually the Wizarding World doing this shit. Because Voldemort's doing this shit. And it made it so that it was no longer Voldemort's just going after Harry Potter. It made it real that Voldemort fucking hates muggles. And then the movie screwed the fucking pooch on this. Absolutely screwed the goddamn pooch. Because they showed all of the things that were mentioned in that meeting. They showed, except for the disappearances, they showed the bridge collapsing. They showed the tower exploding. They showed shit like that. But do you know why that shit happened in the movie?
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Never seen any of these Harry Potter movies.
I only seen the first one. That was about it.
So, in the movies, the reason why this all happened is a chase scene. They all happened in one fucking night in a chase scene that it is all directly Death Eaters trying to get Harry Potter. It is no longer the Death Eaters and Voldemort just fucking hating muggles, so they're fucking with the mortal world and they're doing horrendous things that are actually spilling over to the mortals. No, it is the Death Eaters were trying to catch Harry Potter and they kind of fucked up, so things got destroyed in the process. That ruins that entire aspect of the story, because it is no longer this tense moment of the Wizarding World, a certain element of the Wizarding World going to war against everyone. It's now, oh yeah, they were chasing Harry Potter and they fucked up in their chase. That is infuriating because it destroyed that part. It took away all that tension, took away all the growth of the lore and the world in that moment. And it just made it, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. It happened in a chase.
I haven't really watched the Harry Potter movies because I didn't like the books.
Fair enough. Yeah, just like everything.
Yeah.
Media is not for everyone. There's going to be people that like certain movies and hate certain movies. And this is part of the reason why comic books are for everyone. Video games are for everyone. No, fuck you. Comic books are for the people that like the comic books. Video games are for the people that like the video games. I've said it before. I don't really like Madden or FIFA or any of those games. Yeah. If someone came in and said, well, we need to make Madden and FIFA for everyone, so we need to make them appeal to Sanguine,
Yeah.
I'd be the first person to go, no, leave them the way they fucking are. They appeal to other people. If you make them appeal to me, they're not going to appeal to the people that they currently appeal to. Let the people that enjoy them. I can enjoy other things.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, honestly, it's a simple concept to accept, right?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if you enjoy Tetris, you don't have to, ostracate somebody who's fucking enjoying Puyo Puyo. So,
Yeah. You don't need to make a first-person shooter Tetris, nor do you need to make Tetris a first-person shooter.
It'd be kind of funny though, but
Those are enjoyed by different people. Let
Yeah,
the different people enjoy them. And this is the reason why manga's kicking the ever-living shit out of comics nowadays. Because comics are very much trying to go for we need to make it so that everyone can enjoy this. No, not everyone's going to enjoy Superman. The people that enjoy Superman will enjoy Superman if you keep Superman.
I don't like Superman because he's a Gary Sue.
See, that's more an issue with how he's been written more recently. Because when you get at what used to be the core of Superman, he isn't. The core of Superman, the points where Superman was at his best, I always cite this one episode of the 90s cartoon where Superman decides that he wants to give Clark Kent a win. So he has, in his Clark Kent persona, he goes and he investigates this one thing. He figures out everything that's happening with it. It turns out that someone's on death row for a crime that they did not commit. He's able to get all the evidence to prove that this man is innocent. He's able to figure out who did commit the murder, and he's on his way to hand over the evidence. The problem is, the person who actually committed the crime figures out that he found out that he committed the crime. So he tries to kill Clark Kent. And he, I think, cuts Clark Kent's brake lines and then damages the road that Clark Kent is on, causing him to go off the road, and it was effectively a sharp cliff nearby, so he falls off the cliff, falls into the water, and he's, of course, able to get out because he's fucking Superman.
Yeah.
But now he's going, oh shit, this person just saw that Clark Kent solved this issue. And that Clark Kent was going to report it. He thinks that Clark Kent's dead. He's currently watching. I swam away to make sure that he didn't realize that I had survived the fall. But now if I come forward, he might realize that I'm Superman. So he doesn't know what the fuck to do, because if he gives the evidence, then the man's saved from death row. But he might have just burned his identity as Clark Kent, and someone would know, which would put everyone that knows him at risk.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't bring the evidence forward, an innocent man is going to die. And he doesn't know what to do. So what he does is he calls the most moral and good people that he knows. Adam, do you know who he calls?
Lot.
He's calling the most moral and good people. Clark Kent is calling the most moral and good people that Clark Kent knows. Who is Clark Kent going to call?
Hold on. Lois Lane.
No, but a decent guess.
I'll say his parents.
Exactly. Superman calls Ma and Pa Kent because he doesn't know what to do. He knows that there's something that he needs to do. Either he needs to not go forward, in which case this man dies, or he needs to go forward, in which case he might put those that he knows in risk, in danger. So he calls Ma and Pa Kent to ask them what he should do. And Ma and Pa Kent talk to him, and they explain that if he doesn't bring forward that evidence, an innocent man is going to be killed for a crime he did not commit. And that is not right, and Clark knows that that isn't right. And it doesn't matter if Clark Kent's identity is outed, that he's Superman, because he isn't Superman. He's Clark Kent. Even as Superman, he is still Clark Kent. That's who he is. He is their little boy that they raised. Even if he has to change his name and become someone else, he is still Clark Kent. It doesn't fucking matter if that identity is outed, because he will still be who he is. And he will still be their son. He will still do the right thing, and he knows that the right thing is that he needs to save this man. So he goes forward and he saves the man. That's when Superman's at his best. Superman is not at his best when he's being challenged entirely physically. Because, yeah, Superman, his entire characteristic is he is the strongest motherfucker.
Yeah.
So rather than challenging Superman physically, rather than challenging him in a way that he's just able to use one of his powers, you challenge him mentally. You challenge him morally. That's the reason why Lex Luthor has been the main adversary of Superman for fucking ages. Because when you have Lex Luthor isn't a threat to Superman physically. Lex Luthor isn't a threat to Superman in terms of power. Lex Luthor's a threat to Superman because he's human and he knows what Superman will think, and he knows how Superman will react to things.
Hold on. Even beyond that, that's why I would say Injustice. If you read the comics or played the games,
Yep.
Injustice was perfect with that, because it was the Joker pushing Superman to the limit.
Yeah. And this aspect of Superman, the thing about Superman is that Superman is just a really good, honest man that was raised right and has the power to do things. And that's what makes Superman Superman. The thing that really stresses that are the other what ifs with Superman. I think it's Red Sun. It is Red Sun, right, Adam? Is the Superman raised by communists?
Yeah, if he had landed in a different area. Right?
Soviet Russia.
Yeah.
And it's Superman is being raised by the communist government. So his morality is entirely different. All his powers are the same, but his morality is entirely different. And it's a hell on earth that he makes because he has a different morality and those powers. The point of Superman is that you need to challenge him mentally. You need to challenge him emotionally. You need to challenge him morally. And that's when he's at his best. And also, Superman is not fucking Kal-El. Superman is the son of Ma and Pa Kent. Superman is Clark Kent. He's a good, honest country boy.
So he's raised, yeah.
Kansas, right?
Yep. And that's one of the things that the old school Reeves movies did really well. There's a scene from one of the openings of, I think, the first Superman movie, where someone is mugging Clark Kent, and they go to mug him. They either knock him out or they end up shooting him, and he immediately drops to the ground. They take what he has, and they walk off, and then he gets up and dusts himself off and continues on because he didn't have to harm the person. He didn't have to do anything, so why the fuck would he? He then, I think later on, after the intro, kind of goes back and interrupts another robbery that the person's doing. But that's to stop them from harming someone that he could actually harm. He couldn't harm Superman. Superman wasn't going to kick the shit out of him or anything like that. Whereas if you look at the Zack Snyder Superman does not give a fuck about humanity. He kind of hates humanity. He doesn't care if people die. He cares if Lois Lane dies. He cares if someone goes after his mother. Everyone else, fuck them. That is not Superman.
Well, try to make it be.
It's not Superman. It, unfortunately, is another what if, because it effectively goes, what if Ma and Pa Kent, rather than being the most insanely moral and just good people, good, honest people, were instead cravens and jealous?
Yeah.
Because there's the line in the Zack Snyder movies of, why did you save them? You could have exposed yourself. Of Clark Kent saving children from a school bus that were going to drown. No fucking iteration of the Kents from the comic books would ever say, why did you save those children from drowning? You could have exposed yourself. They would have been pissed if they had found out that Clark Kent, in an effort to hide his identity, didn't save the children. But in the Zack Snyder movies, they were pissed that he did save the children. And Martha Kent said, you don't owe these people anything. That would never be a line that escaped the lips of Martha Kent from the comic books, that Superman doesn't owe humanity anything.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Superman. Superman's so often written poorly. It isn't a problem with the character. The character is fucking amazing. The character is fascinating. He's just used so goddamn poorly in most media that, yeah, he becomes boring. When it just becomes, oh, we're going to make someone that Superman has to fist fight. How is that a threat? How is that something that I have to worry about? Superman fist fighting someone? Fuck that. Superman wins. It's done.
Well, it's like Iron Man getting a fist fight. He's wearing an armor suit. Of course he's going to win.
Yeah.
But it is about that time I need to lay down, though.
Oh, yeah, true. We are at the 2-hour mark. So do you guys have any parting words? Useless, you want to go first?
Hold on. Before the parting words. Give your parting words.
But I was going to ask the question.
Well, no, but in terms of Batman vs. Superman, dude, the animated fucking Dark Knight shit.
The animated version kicks the shit out of the live action.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's Batman vs. Superman, and you know it's old Batman. And yeah, dude. Okay, that was awesome. But yeah, go ahead with the. And let's go with the closing thoughts.
The best thing about that is you could understand both of them. So this is just to go on a real quick tangent. I'll sum this up real fast, and then we'll go back to parting words. It's the same reason why, with all the faults of the newest Suicide Squad movie, there's one scene from that movie that is amazing. And it is Peacemaker versus the... Damn, what's the name of the guy that was leading them again?
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
It's the one military veteran. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But it's Peacemaker versus that guy. Because both of them, you know exactly why they're doing it. You know the reasons, and they make sense, and you know that there is nothing else that these two characters could possibly do. Because both of them have their morality set, and this is what it dictates. One of them thinks that the government has done something so horrendous, so fucked up, that it needs to be exposed, and he is willing to die due to that. And one of them believes that good, bad, or indifferent, your country is your country, so you have to side with it. These two positions you can understand. These two positions have a hell of a lot of backing. They make sense for the characters. And it is these two positions in conflict that causes that fight. And it is amazing because of that. So, going back to the parting words, Useless?
Well, I was going to say, when I'm watching a cute animal video and they show a human face, I get really peeved at that because I just want to see cute animals, not humans.
But what if it's a cute human?
I don't care. I don't know. It's one of those things that get on my gets on my nerves. I want to see the cute animal. I don't want to see your gobsmack.
Well, gobsmack is if you get smacked in the gob.
Yeah, still, you know.
Oh shit!
Or gobsmacker, whatever.
They did some good music.
Say again?
She's not the band Godsmack.
Yeah. Godsmack. Yeah, Godsmack is a band. Gob is your mouth. A gobsmack is being slapped in the mouth or being so surprised it's as if you got slapped in the mouth.
Yeah. That's all I want to say.
Adam? You're up next, Adam.
Oh, well, you know, as always, and I appreciate you letting me join in on your stream chat.
Mm-hmm.
And as always, for both, I have to add this now, but for both the audience and the panel, you know what? I love you. God bless you. I hope you do well.
Copy that. And hey, Cryptic is back. Cryptic, you want to give your parting words?
Yeah. Don't eat yellow snow. I mean,
wise advice unless he just ordered a lemon snow cone.
exactly. Well,
It's not snow, though.
yeah, it's don't eat yellow snow. Y'all have a good night.
And
Definitely.
I'll leave off with my standard of if you're passionate about something, make sure that you devour it. Don't let it devour you. And yes, Quippers United, you are actually an animal. All humans are animals. We're part of the animal kingdom. We are an example of old world ape. And with that, have a good night, all. The zoo is closed.
Have fun.
Night.
Good night. And Cryptic is not saying goodbye because he muted himself again before he said goodbye the last time. And he's not unmuted.
Yellow snow potatoes.